What's the game plan for the Kansas City Chiefs to win Super Bowl 58? What's going on, Chiefs Kingdom and football fans? It's Mitch here with my game plan for the Kansas City Chiefs to walk away 2 years in a row Super Bowl champs. Raise that Lombardi and defeat the favored 49ers. This is how the Chiefs can win Super Bowl 58. My best approach for the Chiefs coaching staff to game plan for the 49ers and what they need to do on Sunday to win Super Bowl 58. If that sounds good, don't forget to Gronk Spike or Kelsey Spike the like button. Get in the comment section. Let me know the one thing the Chiefs need to do to win this Super Bowl. And don't forget to subscribe for NFL content just like this, including many Super Bowl 58 previews and my 49er game plan. So if you're a Chiefs fan, you could flip over to that video and see what the Niners need to do to knock off your team in Super Bowl 58. But I want to break down the Chiefs and their approach to winning Super Bowl 58. And I want to start with the emphasis of this game for the Chiefs, which is getting in front, executing Andy Reid's early script offensively, and getting a lead early. The 49ers have started their playoff games slow against the Packers and the Lions. But one thing the Chiefs offer that the Packers and the Lions do not is a really good defense, specifically a pass defense. And if the Chiefs are able to get a 2-score lead against the 49ers early, which is easier said than done, obviously, they will be put in the best possible situation to win this football game. Why? It plays into the strength of the Chiefs, and it plays into the weakness of the 49ers. You want to be able to stay balanced and run the football on the Niners. Their weakness on defense is their run defense. You want to be able to rush the quarterback. You want to be able to play pass defense against the Niners. Why? Because their strength is their running game, and their strength is their ability to hit you with balance offensively. They are the number one offense in the NFL, but when they're in a drop back setting, it has been proven you can cause mistakes from Brock Purdy and you can get after the quarterback because the weakness of their offense is probably their pass protection overall. So if the Chiefs are able to get a lead, they can play with balance on offense and they can play pass defense, which is where they want to be. They can hide their run defense and they can hide potentially the weakness of their offensive line against the defensive line of the 49ers because they'll be ahead and they'll be able to control the game with possession. So getting in front is absolutely crucial for the Chiefs. I do not think this is like Super Bowl 54 where they can fall behind by 2 scores and they can win. First of all, they don't have Tyreek Hill. Second of all, their offensive line's beat up. Joe Tooney's out, and the tackles aren't very good. And I don't think they're really going to be able to hold up in those situations. And we've seen the Chiefs this year more than others with an inability to close games at the end of the game with the offense, right? Just critical mistakes in critical moments, whether it's drops or whatever it has been. They've just not been able to kind of come from behind at a rapid rate. They're more of a ball control offense. They're more about low yards per attempt, but high completion percentage and moving the chains that way, not explosive gains. The Niners are an explosive football team. The Chiefs are a ball control football team. It's reverse of the first matchup. So important that they get ahead. Second of all, it allows you to play towards their weaknesses and your strengths. Now let's focus on the defensive side of the football and what the Chiefs need to do on defense. They're taking on the number one offense in the NFL. They have not seen an offense like this all season long. An offense with this amount of balance, with this amount of weapons galore. Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, McCaffrey, Jennings, etc. They have so many ways to attack you. And the main personnel that the Niners are going to throw out there is they're going to throw out 21 personnel, which is 2 backs, 2 receivers, and 1 tight end. George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk at fullback, which counts as one of the running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel. So the first thing you need to be able to solve is how do you defend that personnel? And personally, when I look at Kansas City, I think they're going to have to play heavier towards the run. And if I was Spagnuolo, I'd be trying to defend the run as best as I can. And hopefully, just like Baltimore, scare them out of running the ball. Hopefully, Kyle Shanahan says, hey, you're going to come out in 5-man fronts. You're going to put 8 in the box. Well, we've got a really good passing attack. We're going to throw on you. And we're going to take our chances if we're the Chiefs. Because we know if we play it straight up and we play 2 safeties deep consistently and we play only 7 in the box, we're going to give up gashing gains to Christian McCaffrey, especially with Charles Omenihu out. And we know that if we play towards the pass, that's going to set up Kyle to have a good game script, run the football, protect Brock Purdy from making mistakes, and then operate through play action. We don't want that. We want to force errors. We want to force stops. We don't want to play conservatively on defense because we're not going to win that way. So we need to be able to trust our strength of our team, which, just like against Baltimore, our cornerbacks playing on islands, our cornerbacks playing aggressive coverage, our cornerbacks being able to limit explosives from those receivers and allowing us to play 8 in the box to take on McCaffrey, because that's the only way we're going to stop the best rushing attack in the NFL. So the cornerbacks, that being Snead and that being McDuffie, Watson, or whoever else, and most likely it's going to be McDuffie potentially covering Debo a lot and Snead covering Ayuk a lot, and that would be the matchup I would choose personally. They need to be able to play aggressive coverage on islands, and we need to be able to have 8 in the box against that personnel package. Now, maybe if they throw out Jawan Jennings, maybe we can bring Watson out and take one of our linebackers out in substitution. But we're likely going to be playing 3 linebackers in this game a lot. We're likely going to be playing only 2 corners and 2 safeties in the game. So the cornerbacks need to be able to win one-on-ones and allow a lot of bodies to play in the front 7 to take on Christian McCaffrey in the running game. That is step number 1. So they need to win, and we need to force the issue from Brock Purdy. The next thing is, if we're able to do that, we can win the turnover battle. Winning the turnover battle is crucial in this game. You could force a key turnover from Purdy, right? Due to pressure, bringing 5-man pressures at Purdy has been effective in the playoffs so far. 5-man fronts, bringing 5-man pressures to one-on-one across the board, the offensive line, and be able to pick on your advantages, such as George Karlaftis versus Colton McKivitz, or Chris Jones versus Aaron Banks, or Feliciano, or any of those guards that the Niners offer can't defend Chris Jones one-on-one. If you only send 4, it's going to allow them to double Chris Jones or double Karlaftis, or maybe even both if they chip one of the players, potentially Karlaftis. So you've got to be able to send 5, especially on early downs, and if Purdy does drop back to pass, you're going to be able to press the pocket, and you want to be able to press the interior of the pocket. Purdy's a smaller quarterback. You want to make him throw with pressure in his face. That can cause short footballs, that can cause underthrown footballs, and that can cause tipped footballs, which can result in interceptions and turnover on downs and punts. And that's the way that the Chiefs can get early stops in this game and take advantage offensively through their script. So press the middle of the pocket. And then it's all about the middle of the field defensively if you're the Chiefs. This has not exactly been the strength of the Chiefs this year, the middle of the field. Better on the perimeter, as we brought up with the corners. But you've got to heavily be able to take away those middle of the field throws, which, in my opinion, the Chiefs should be playing more zone than man on 3rd down obvious passing situations. Because I don't think you want to give Purdy easy reads against man coverage with his weapons. And I don't think you want to be able to give him a clear picture. You want to mucky up the picture. The best, most successful game plans this year against the 49ers have been by forcing tight windows into zone coverage with a lot of defenders clogging up the middle of the field. It's a similar game plan that Kansas City utilized against Miami. Clog up that middle of the field and force Tua to make layered throws over defenders. This is where Nick Bolton's going to have to play really, really well. This is where the safeties are going to have to come down potentially into zones over the intermediate of the field, less so down the field. And you need to be able to tackle on the spot. You can't allow these Niner playmakers to create after the catch. Once they make a catch, if they do make a catch, you have to be able to tackle those guys. They're going to force the ball on the outside. They're going to hit end arounds. They're going to run the ball to the edges. They're going to do everything they can, and Kyle's going to do everything he can to get the ball to Debo on a screen. to get the ball to Ayuk on a reverse, to get the ball to Kittle, whatever it may be, Kittle in the flat. You've got to tackle these guys. This is the most dangerous yards after catch team in the NFL. You have to tackle. And you have to gang tackle, and you have to be prepared, especially on third down. They might be throwing a screen. They might be throwing, underneath with a couple blockers ahead in potential third down plus situations. You've got to be able to tackle and take away explosive gains. You want to make this 49er offense have to beat you consistently, not just through a few explosive plays, but 8, 10, 12 play drives. If they're going to score, they have to score through consistency. You want to make this young Brock Purdy make congested throws over the middle of the field, make contested throws, and make throws where he's got pressure in his face. And you need to be able to have defensive formations where you can stack the box and try your best to take away McCaffrey. We're not going to know how it's going to operate and how it's going to work until we see it. They might still be able to run the ball, but we're going to do everything we can to take Christian McCaffrey out of this game and put this game on the right arm of Brock Purdy. And put this game in the hands of our secondary, which has been the strength of our defense all year. So that's the way the Chiefs should be able to best operate defensively. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be the toughest challenge of the year, right? This might not be the best quarterback that the Chiefs have played. This might not be the best in terms of passing game, drop back passing game the Chiefs have played, but this is the best overall offense by a long shot. So the offense is going to have to play well as well. So let's flip to the offensive side of the football. And, offensively, I think the key for the Chiefs is winning, just as it is on defense. Winning the run game is massively important. And I think winning first down on offense specifically is very important. And it really depends on what the Niners are going to bring. Are they going to play their typical too high? If that's the case, I think giving the ball to Isaiah Pacheco and running the ball for Kansas City is going to be a major key. If they're playing one high and kind of taking away the run a little bit more and adding that extra defender into the box, well, then that's maybe where Patrick Mahomes will be able to create some more explosive plays in this game. But based on that safety look and the safety shift and what Mahomes reads at the line, he's going to have to make the correct operational checks, the cans, the ability to go to run or pass in that moment. So I think the ability to have balance will rest on Patrick at the line, but also I think just reading what the defense gives you is going to be crucial on early downs. And being able to stay out of 3rd and 8 plus is going to be the key to the game. Staying out of 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8 is going to be a key to this game. Because if the Niners are able to get the Chiefs offense into these situations, that's where the Chiefs can be had. That's where this offense, and in this case, we can be had as a game planner for the Chiefs. So you've got to keep them in those off-balanced situations where the Niners have to play the run and the pass. They're very good when they know you're going to pass. And we've seen that throughout the playoffs. So balance is key. Control the game with long drives. Don't make it a shootout if you can help it. Maybe the defense isn't holding up, but don't make it a shootout if you can help it. Long, extended drives. Shorten the game. Keep the ball out of the number one offense in the NFL's hands. Keep the ball in Mahomes' hands. Shorten the game and execute at a high level, especially early, to get that lead, as we discussed. Threaten the edges. Winning the edge is going to be crucial in this game. That's what the Lions did. That's what the Packers did. The game plan is out there for you to succeed. Screens, outside zones, tosses, end arounds, anything to get the ball on the edges, anything to make Nick Bosa chase and to have Chase Young be an impact player in this game. You've got to attack the edges. Screens to the backs, screens to Kelsey, screens to Rice. Force them to make plays and force them to tackle. Get Patrick Mahomes in a rhythm early with these plays. Quick passes horizontally instead of vertically. take the defensive line out of the game early. Get the ball out to screens. Get the ball out to the flat, right? Make these Niners defenders chase to the perimeter. Make them tell you that they've gotten better in this asset and this facet of the game. Because if not, we're going to continue to span that all day long. The edges. And you can get Pat in rhythm by throwing those passes. Hit the flats and outside the numbers very often. You want to avoid Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw as much as possible in the middle of the field. You want to try to pick on these corners, especially if they've got, their second corner out there, Ambry Thomas. You want to pick on that matchup. You want to be able to pick on Jair Brown, the rookie safety. You want to be able to get the ball outside and make Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw have to chase. And maybe potentially that could open up the middle of the field later in the game. Connect on a couple deep shots when the Niners give you the opportunity. If Mahomes is patient and consistent early in this game, and if the Niners come out playing their typical quarters and cover 3 coverages, there's going to be plays in the flat. There's going to be plays quick underneath to be had early. If they come out and play a little bit unconventional man coverage, you have to be able to take your shots to MVS, take your shots to Justin Watson. And MVS and Justin Watson are going to have to win a couple of balls down the field. And Mahomes has to be ready to make those throws vertically down the field and test them if they're going to play that aggressively. Those guys are going to have to be key, make them pay. And in pass down situations, you have to protect your tackle, especially the one that is facing Jawan Taylor, facing Nick Bosa. You have to have 2 people on Nick Bosa at all times. Chip him, get hands on him. Don't let him wreck the game, period. Just as they will with Chris Jones, you can't let Nick Bosa win and wreck this game. Those are the keys to the game. That is the game plan for the Kansas City Chiefs. Defensively, try to take away Christian McCaffrey in the running game. Force Brock Purdy to beat you. And when Brock Purdy drops back to pass, you have to clog the middle of the field. You have to be able to press the middle of the pocket. You have to win the middle of the field. You have to force him to make throws outside and vertically. Offensively, it's going to be a chess match. Early, if they play their typical style, you're going to have things underneath open. You're going to have to run the ball and be patient. You're going to go on long drives and execute in the red zone when you get there. You're going to have to keep the ball away from the Niners' number 1 offense because they're going to score points. And you're going to have to be prepared to play all 60 minutes. If they come out unconventional, you're going to have to be prepared to be maybe a little bit more of a vertical passing game in this game and put more on these receivers to win on the outside. And have some man beaters ready just in case. That's how the Kansas City Chiefs win Super Bowl 58. Let me know what you guys thought of the game plan. And let me know if you think this is realistic for Super Bowl 58. And let me know who you think's going to win. My full breakdown of the game and what I think's actually going to happen and my prediction will be on Tuesday. This is my game plan for Kansas City. Check out my game plan for the 49ers. Thanks for watching. Gronk spike the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.